The construction released for the Ossiarch Bonereapers the new facts in July 2023, because I found late that there has been released facts for the 24 May 2023 and then published in June. I prepared the video for those ones and then I received this. So I decided to, instead of create two different videos quite close, to combine them together. So the first part of this video will be about the June facts for the Ossiarch Bonereapers one, and immediately after, in the same video, there will be the part about the July facts, because anyway are the same. So now we can go begin see these facts. The Game Search has released the new fact for the Ossiarch Bonereapers new Battletome of the 2023, the 24 May 2023. Even if you go to see about the description in the Ossiarch Bonereapers facts themselves, it's June 2023, so a bit of problem about communication. Anyway, here we can go to see about the designer commentary that it has two facts. So if a mortal wound caused by the Curse of Fear spell is negated, do I roll another dice as described within the rules text? Here it say yes, and usually it say no, because if it's saved should be negated. If it's negated, you should not roll. Anyway, it has been changed. Okay, so I can unbind spells that are cast at the end of the hero phase by a Mortisan Surmason with its Mortectron ability. It say yes, and it's sure that it is, because it's still working as a spell, so it's still in the phase, because even if it is at the end of the phase, it still works, so it's good that there is. Then we had the Rata themselves, so we had the Ossiarch commands that it makes sure that only Ossiarch Bonereapers unit can use Ossiarch command. It's in the Battletome. Okay, anyway, it's specified, so not a problem. How about the Petrific Slits, the Unstoppable Juggernaut, that is changed to Stat 1 from wound rolls for combat attacks that target friendly Petrific Elite Hecatos, Petrific Elite Gothizzard, or a Western unit. Here it's really quite a great change, because the original was about all about the wound rolls. Instead, here it's only about the combat attacks, so it's a great change. Then about the Gothizzard Harveter as fuck, and about its ability Bone Harvest, that it's its main ability. And here we can say that you trashed and wasted the unit of the Gothizzard Harveter, because at the end of the combat phase you can pick one friendly Ossiarch Bonereapers unit that is within 6 inches of this unit and add models slain in that phase. Before it was that each time a mod is slain, both yours ones, your opponent ones, doesn't mind. Now instead it's at the end of the combat phase, you have to be with 6 inches, but this it's not a problem. You pick one friendly Ossiarch Bonereapers unit that has models slain in that phase. This it's a problem, because it reduces quite a lot the option that you have about healing. If you do so, roll for each model from that unit that was slain in that phase. On a 4+, if the model has wound statistic of 4 or less, you can heal one wound allocated to its unit. If the slain model has a wound statistic of 5 or more, you can heal up to 3 wounds allocated to its unit. If no wounds are currently allocated to the unit you picked, you can return a number of slain models to it that have a combined wound statistic of equal to or less than the number of wounds you could have healed. Here we have to think about, sincerely reading like this, because it takes that it has a combined wound statistic of equal to or less the number of wounds you could have healed. I hope that it refers that you can sum all the result, because if you think about Mortal Guard, it doesn't have any problem because it has a simple wound, so you can make them come back simply. But think about the Cavalry Riders. I said that you make a single throw-in, so technically if you had to heal, you can't make wounds models come back, but you need 3 Cavalry Riders lost to make, if you make 3 4+, be able to make come back one single model. With the 5 wound characteristic ones are about which ones, because you are going to target that unit. Remember that you can refer only to that unit. The Morgus that has 6 wounds, the Mortis Guard or the Necropolis Turk. So if you can combine the heal wound, you can make eventually for each 2 models make one model come back. Obviously you have to make 2 4+ and not having any model wounded. but you have really to think about, because this decreases quite a lot the power of such ability and the Gothizzard Harveter themselves. So it's quite problematic. Obviously you can't pick the same unit with this ability more than once per phase, but it's okay. This one, it's something that you was also before. This make that the unit of the Gothizzard Harveter is completely wasted. Still, I hope that when it refers that you can return a number of slain models to it that have a combined wound statistic of equal to or less than the number of wounds you could have healed, this refers that you roll together and you sum the wounds that you could heal. Otherwise, it's really even worse than it. But to make it sure, the Jew would have to release the roll-in another fuck. That would have been perfect if it would have made how it works for the roll-in for the normal ones. This is really awful as fuck. It completely ruined. I can still play with them and I can love still them, but it completely ruined the Gothizzard Harveter as unit. Anyway, then we had the pitchbot profile, so that you have to add single to the Mortec Crawler and the Gothizzard Harveter. Here it's a simple detail, but it's okay. You can't have units of Gothizzard Harveter with more than one mod anyway. So it's something that can be quite problematic as change, because it can change quite a lot the option. There are few rules, but the Battlefield Leads and the Gothizzard Harveter has seen quite a decrease of power in the rules. So we can see that the first fact that we see, it's about the command trait Dark Alcoholite. Here there is a little change, and it's about the fact that in your hero phase, if the first spell this general attempt to cast from the lore of Ocean Sorcery, this is the difference, because it was a normal lore, you could choose every spell. Instead, with this, it limits to only the Ossiarch Sorcery one, so you have to pay attention about such thing. Then we had a change about the lore of the Ocean Sorcery to release, and this is simply rephrasing about the things, because it's the same that we've seen. It's simply the things about the wording that change a bit, nothing more, and it's quite simple. So still casting value of 5, range of 12 inch, it's has to cast around the wizard, the range of 12 inch, you can't make the summoned or reserve unit arrive, so pay attention about such. Then we have the part about the Gothizzard Harveter that still has not changed, a pity, and that has been added the one about the Minister Cannon with the Dark Ultimatum. This has seen a rephrasing, because it needed a bit. Now it's more clear. It's still that you go to target with a casting value of 4 and a range of 3 plus one enemy unit within range, visible to the caster, so in close combat. And until the next hero phase, if this unit is within 3 inches of that enemy unit, when that enemy unit is picked to fight, all attacks made with melee weapons, only melee remember, by that enemy unit must target this unit. The range of this spell must be measured from the caster, even if an ability would allow you to measure it from elsewhere. Sincerely, here the only thing that could change and they would need is that it can't be modified the range of such casting. That is something that should have been added. Anyway, it's okay, and we can see a rephrasing about such. So, from Dino Mode, it's everything. I invite you to put a like on this video, to subscribe to the channel, to ring the bell, and to comment this video if you are interested in something about this video, or you want to suggest me some arguments for other videos. I hope to see you again to the next time.